Making this salsa verde is so easy. I don't even think I need to do a video for it, but I will. So these are the green tomatillos that you can find at the grocery store. Any produce aisle, a lot of times like swap meets or farmers markets will have them. And this is what they look like. So these are the tomatillos that I got at the store. See, and they're covered with this little papery stuff. So you just take this off. Underneath you'll see the green tomatillo, and you'll find that it's kind of actually very sticky. So all you want to do is just rinse them off. And then you're going to chop up, I normally do about half of an onion, just finely dice it. My first batch that I ever did, I did about 6. And that made about 3.5 cups. The diced onion in the pot with the tomatillos that have been washed. Cover it with water. You can add salt if you'd like. You let it come to a boil. And literally, these are pretty hard still. They've been in there for about, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes. So you just want to do this, let them boil and simmer until they get nice and squishy almost. You don't want them exploding. It's having a hard time focusing because of the steam. But you don't want them to explode, but you do want them soft enough to where you can put them in a blender. So these look about done. I let them cool down for about 5 minutes. As you can see, they're squishy. This one's actually fallen apart. Probably left them in there just a little bit too much, but that's okay. So total, it took about I'd say about 20 minutes on high, and they're just about done. So now the next step is going to be putting all of these with a slotted spoon. You don't want to get the water, but you want to get the tomatoes and the onions into your blender. Right. So I got all of that in the blender. And now the reason that I was saying you don't want to overcook them is because, let me see if you can see that. Anyways, there you go, you can see it. The inside of the tomatillos is what you want the salsa verde. So if you let them cook too much, it's actually going to fall out because the skin will start splitting. So that's that. So then I also have a half bunch of cilantro. You can put a bunch if you want to. That's totally your call, whatever your taste is. I have just the juice of 1 lime. Okay. And I have my jars all ready to go. And they're just, obviously you can see, Lay's ranch dip, jars. This one was actually a tomatillo salsa jar. My husband said that mine was much better. So, compliment. Okay, so let me go ahead and get the lime juice in there. And the one thing that I forgot to mention too is you want to save the water from the cooking water, because if your salsa is too thick, which it shouldn't be, you can add some of the water that was left over. So there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and blend this up, and I'll show you what it looks like. There we have it. Now this is really runny, right? Okay. So at this point you want to go ahead and test the seasoning, add more salt if you need to. You can add sugar if it's too tart with the lime juice. This one probably needs some more sugar, or I'm sorry, some more salt. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a teaspoon of coarse sea salt. I know it looks like a lot, but and then I'm going to blend that back up. But for right now, I'll just go ahead and mix it. And the reason that you want to, yeah, see, that's getting better. The reason that you want to make sure that it cools down just a little bit is because if it's too hot, it will actually, it'll blow this thing off of your blender if it gets too hot, because the pressure will build up. So let it cool down just a little bit, or remove that middle part to let the steam out. So go ahead and play around with the seasonings. You can add pepper, you can add garlic, you can add more salt or sugar if you want it sweeter, like I was saying. But I have one more ingredient that is my secret. Are you ready for this? I bet you'll never see this coming. Blue cheese. Don't knock it until you try it, seriously. This was one of my experimental salsas, and it was unanimous. Everybody loved it the best. So I'm going to do about 1/2 of a cup. And like I said, I used about 7 or 8 tomatillos for this. So, well, there you go, 1/2 a cup. And I still have more in the container, so I'm going to play around with adjusting it if I need to put more in. But let me blend this and I'll show you. Alright guys, so I added the rest of the blue cheese, and in total I had about 1/2 a tablespoon to a full tablespoon, I didn't really measure exactly, of coarse sea salt. You may find that the lemon or the lime juice is very dominant, so that is going to be your personal taste. I'd actually recommend maybe leaving that to the end so you can add in a little bit at a time. I notice that mine tends to be pretty strong. So you can also add a garlic clove when you chop up your onion to put in the water. So the only thing that I did was added the cheese, I blended it, and then I put it back in a saucepan. I brought it up to a boil, and this will start thickening as it cools. Okay, and then just stick it in, you know, the jar or container of your choice. Once it's cooled down, then you can refrigerate it. I don't know, salsa verde doesn't last very long in our fridge, so we tend to eat a lot of it, especially my husband. So I'm not too sure how long it'll keep in the fridge, you know, but like I said, play around with the different seasonings. Blue cheese is my secret ingredient, but feel free to share it with other people because it is really amazing. And a lot of people would look at it, ew, blue cheese and salsa verde, that doesn't make sense. Seriously, try it before you say anything. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. I had to share it. So that is salsa verde for you. Try it over your favorite dishes, especially huevos rancheros. And I guess if you have any questions, just let me know. And that's it. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.